Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another series review. Oh crud, there goes my solo cup. The second season of Sherlock was far more superior than the first one. If you had watched the first one, then you realize that Moriarty and Sherlock are equals, as every other Sherlock story has told us in the past, so we're pretty familiar with this theme and idea and conception as it's carried out. I think this series really capitulates that and capitalizes on it absolutely beautifully. All the actors and actresses who are playing the roles are absolutely brilliant, particularly Benedict. Benedict in this role, I don't think they could have chosen a better man to play Sherlock Holmes. He is absolutely amazing. He is just a consummate actor. He he really pulls off playing the proverbial tool quite well, actually. And we can see this done with such panache that he just happens to do, and we can see what goes through his head, which is a very intellectual head, and we wonder if there's any room for romance, and that is actually revealed in this season with the woman, and I absolutely love that episode. It's probably one of my absolute favorites, other than, of course, my penultimate, which would be the Hounds of Baskerville, which is the best Sherlock Holmes story ever written. well, maybe, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know if any of your other Sherlock Holmes fans out there feel the same way. But it is just so intricate. Every single solitary case that we are shown here, all the conundrums that we are presented with as viewers, they are very meticulously interwoven, and it's apropos that he relates Moriarty to a spider, just because that's what he is. Um, and I think he's bipolar. I really do. I just feel that he is a very unstable monster. Inhumane, wry, sardonic, twisted. Yeah, I can think of a lot of adjectives for Moriarty, and humane is not one of them. He's just a calculating individual that manipulates and plays people as a master puppeteer. The season ended with a semi cliffhanger, and I do know that they are in the process of producing season 3, and they left it open for season 3 as they did with season 1, leading into season 2, and they did that so seamlessly. It's just like an episodic program should be, absolutely flawless. Um, I love Benedict, and I just think that he is a superb actor. I just think that he is a sparkling individual. Um, he is absolutely the most tremendous person they could have chosen for the role of Sherlock. We get to see that it's lonely at the top, being a genius. Um, Having a mind like Sherlock's, I think it would be very, very challenging to interact with other people who may be not so smart as he is. So, coming from that perspective, I can relate with Sherlock quite a bit. I'm not saying by any measure of the imagination that I am so intelligent as he is. I'm not. No, by no means. No way. Impossible. Uh, I am an intellectual, that is true, but I do admit that I can relate to Sherlock on a very personal level. I'm not antisocial like he is, but I can be a lone wolf. I'm an extrovert and an introvert. I balance the two very equally. I love being around people. I love helping people. And he likes helping, well, I don't think he really likes helping people, but I think he enjoys the thrill of the case, so to speak, just being in investigative mode, because he feels like he's doing the most good. Um, he's a very convoluted individual, Sherlock. He's a mystery in and of himself. I don't think that even John knows him as well as he thinks he does, and I think that will probably be a little bit more revealed in season 3. Already more of his schemes, we'll get to see those. I'm hoping that they do another episode that's similar to Hounds of Baskerville, because I absolutely love that story, and they did it justice, and they just did it absolutely splendidly, and it was just spectacular. I was in awe. Um, I have to say that this season is my favorite, and I'm looking forward to season 3 with the utmost anticipation. Um, if you haven't watched Sherlock from the very beginning, I guarantee you, watch it from the very beginning, and it moves very quickly, so you have to be on your toes when you watch it. There are little things that the producer and even Stephen Moffat leaves a lot of little clues for his regular devotees like myself, and like, oh yes, I could see a little bit of the Doctor in him. And I have many times. I think, yes, 11 would do that, and it just makes me giggle. And my dad doesn't get. He's like, what are you smiling about? If I told you, it would not make any sense. And in my fangirly ridden mind, it just clicks. And the mind of the Whovian. No one can ever understand the mind of us Whovians except for Moffat and other Whovians. But anywho, sorry about that joke. It's getting a little bit old. But the whole series, the little innuendos that are done, they're just subtle innuendos, references to Doctor Who itself. Um, just the humor. The humor I absolutely adore. It's just so British, and it's so common of the British people, and just the way that they view life as a country, and it's just very intriguing. And I understand the way they talk, because I have a lot of people who I know from over there across the pond who are my friends, and I had to actually explain what sawed off meant to my dad, and he's like, ugh. He thought they could put that in there. I said, yeah, because it's a lot nicer than saying F-E-C-K off. But basically that's what sawed off means. Yeah. And I explained a lot of different things to my father, and just the fact that they call crisp. The crisp is what we know over here as a potato chip, but they call them crisps. Like they call chips fries, and we call them fries over here. So that's maybe a little bit confusing, but if you have British friends, you get to catch on to the lingo and just what I call Brit speak. After a while, you just kind of integrate it into your daily vocabulary, and I've seen enough British related shows that I know the lingo pretty well, so I know what they're talking about. I'm not really sure what else to say about this particular season of Sherlock, though I absolutely adored it. It was so much more sophisticated and marvelous than the first season. I think that the actors are really starting to feel their roots really well, and get into their roles and to play their characters just absolutely marvelously. And for anybody out there who is a Sherlock fan who has not seen season 2, do it now. Because if you like the original telling of the Hounds of Baskerville, you will just absolutely be in hog heaven when you see this version of it, because it is so well done. It is just so, it even gives you a little bit of apprehension when you watch it. It just relies on the whole idea of fear and the product of the mind and how the mind works, and that all that fascinates me. And neurobiology is not my field, but it's always been something that I've looked into, going into the medical field myself, and uh, it's only something that they're still getting to understand in and of itself. But basically, that's all I have to say about season 2 of Sherlock Holmes. And I will definitely catch you later with different reviews I will be doing in the future. I am hopeful of seeing Man of Steel as well as Epic and Monsters University. Those are the ones that I'm planning on seeing in the relative future. I'm not sure exactly when. I know I will. So it's definitely a when, not an if. Um, I know I want to see Grown Ups too because I saw the first one and I loved it and it was really good. There were some parts of it that were sad and kind of slow, but granted, it's probably on amongst my top 100 comedy films of all time because I'm a big Adam Sandler fan. There are some of his films I just absolutely adore. Some films I absolutely hate with a loathing passion. I think this one I'll enjoy particularly because they have a scene in the cabin that I thought was really really funny. Of course, a lot of other people might think that my humor's a little bit out there, but hey, that's me. Um, Not really sure what else I'll be seeing this summer, but I will be keeping you up to date on everything that comes to fruition, and I will let you know what I'm up to as soon as I get around to doing an update on that. So until next time, I shall catch you all later and live long and prosper, my friends.